All right, 3 o'clock, the week of the draft, and we wanted to start the week and give you guys a chance to have your sins absolved by David Hull. We have always advised one thing. Don't fall in love with a player. If you're drafting number 1 or number 2, no problem. Hell, if you're somewhere in the top 10 and you want to fall in love with a player, fine. But when you're picking at 29, it's the biggest waste of time you could ever have. And it's free country. It's fun to talk about guys you like or whatever, but I hear callers calling into other shows and they're ready to, give away their kids for the right to draft player they've probably never watched. So I wanted to do this. I want to give you guys a safe space. You're not going to be judged. Not going to make fun of you. And it's basically you're going to step into the confessional. You need to give us the secret crush you've been hiding for this Thursday's NFL draft. That at pick 29, you don't want to admit it. You don't want to say it. But you've fallen in love with a player. And deep down inside, when, not if, when the Lions don't select your player, you're going to be disappointed. It's okay to admit it. You're not going to be made fun of. This is the issue I take with the whole draft process, is that people attach their belief structure to names, largely that they've never watched, and they attach a credibility that never should be there to a mock draft. Mock drafts, to say they're not accurate, would be an understatement of biblical proportions. So the only reason you're bummed out when that player isn't taken is because what? You saw Todd McShay say they were going to take him? Or you saw Christmas bulb Kuiper say that well, I'm sorry, his hair looks like a Christmas bulb. It's
better than last week.
Oh, okay. You don't want to know what I think it looks like this week. The point is, the only reason you are disappointed is because you saw it printed somewhere or saw a name associated. The reality is, none of these mock drafts have the value structure of Brad Holmes baked into it, because it's impossible to get pick 29 right. I think it's impossible to get pick 9 right. So I would...
Brother, they'll only if they can get 6 correct of their mock drafts, and that's saying that the first 3 are hand-picked for you.
Right.
So 3 of the final 28, yeah.
So this is very similar. Rico telling all of us he loves Sade, celebrates the entire collection. The point I'm making, come to the table and admit the secret crush you got for Thursday night. You're not going to be made fun of. I promise you that. But I just want you to bring it to light, because when I tell you I don't, look, if you want to attach a player to me, the closest you're going to get is offensive line.
But not one player?
No. I mean, we
about
did,
your guy?
Oh, right. We made a joke of this at the beginning of the process where I did the Mr. Lions pageant.
Right.
Cooper Beebe.
Yeah.
Okay, the kid from K-State, fine. But dude, I have no expectation that
No, you don't. But if all of a sudden the Lions are sitting there and let's just say it's the second round and he's on the clock.
Oh.
You're kind of hoping that, go ahead and say.
But think about how many times you guys sit back, or maybe if you're going down there this Thursday or Friday, Kuiper's best available, McShay's best available. You know what's interesting? Those best available players have a weird knack of still being available for long stretches, because Mel Kiper doesn't know his elbow from his bleep hole and doesn't have the value structure of the NFL teams. Their best available ain't got nothing to do with old hairspray. So that's why I want to do this segment right here. Who is the secret crush at 29? You don't want to admit you're going to be disappointed when the Lions don't take him. Give me the dream at 29. No slander, no ball breaking, no chair to the spine. Let's just talk through this.
Here's my secret crush at 29. Hoping, because this is another guy that's been all over the place. He's been high. I've seen him in some mock drafts as low as second round. Is Jared Verse. Jared Verse is sitting there at 29. This should be you on the clock for 10 seconds. As a matter of fact, by the time the little music, they do the hey, and I forgot who drafts ahead of the Lions. They select this guy. 10 seconds later, we should be hearing those little tones saying, and the Lions pick is in. They already know who they're taking. It's him. Don't overthink this. He's a need. He's the edge rusher that you can now put up there. I know. I think it's a pipe dream because I think he's going to go higher. But for me, that's the one player that, even though I know better, I'm kind of hoping is there for Detroit because, man, you put him on that defensive line, I think you're going to be dangerous. 248-539-9797. Who's your secret crush?
All right. I mean, look, I like Jared Verse. I think he's pretty safe. He certainly proved he can play with his hand in the dirt. I think the problem is he's just got a limited repertoire, but he's really good at what he does.
Okay, so you put him in the rotation of your defensive line. He doesn't have to be out there, but on third down, you put him on one side, you put Aiden on the other side.
He's got to figure out.
Take the chains off the collar, go get the quarterback.
He's got to figure out a way to have more than power as a part of his game. And I mean, look, that's a lot of edge rushers. It's really hard to come to the NFL. Look at how Aiden struggled for long stretches.
Right.
It's hard. But I would love to know. Now, David, do you have do you yourself as the redeemer want to come to the table and admit your foibles?
I don't think my guy will be there at 29. I'm going to say that, okay?
No, but have you attached yourself to a player knowing it won't happen and knowing what you're doing is stupid?
Yes, it's Quinyon
Mitchell. And I need
Mitchell.
you to say it in front of the parish right now.
It is Quinyon Mitchell.
Okay, you're an idiot. I'm actually judging you. I won't judge the callers. I'm judging you.
We can't judge him, Mike.
I said it's not going to happen.
Dude's going to go in the top 10. You're picking at 29.
I said it dream scenario. You said the guy you fell in love with. That's the guy I fell in love with.
So basically, you've attached yourself to a player you know you have no chance at.
I don't think there's a chance that
Jared
Verse is there.
Unless they move up. I mean, think about it. Like, what was it, 2 years ago when they moved up to get J-Mo, we were all like, oh, my goodness, who are they going to go get?
I thought they were taking Jordan Davis.
I did, too, because, I attached my name to him, so I'm all set, and I was like.
That was Rico's moment.
It was.
Kenny. Oh, I'm sorry, he's screening calls. 248-539-9797. Kenny, if you would, for a moment, give us your secret crush at 29.
You were talking about positionally, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go with an edge rusher. I don't really care which one it is. Whichever one they pick is good enough for me because I trust in Brad Holmes in the draft. We're not talking about the free agency stuff. In Brad, I trust during the draft.
I just have never gotten excited about an edge because I don't think they view it as big of a need as the general public.
No.
Houston, they know what they have. They're betting big on them. They brought in Davenport as the depth. They added DJ Reader to the middle of that line. I don't think they view it the way the fan does.
And now that you think I feel like the old woman at the casino now. I just keep putting quarters in that slot because every year I keep saying defensive line. And it just, no.
Here, let me help you with that.
That's Brad every year to me.
Right,
now.
Somebody wheel Thelma up out of there. But I would be fine. Like, there's really nothing. And please, can we not create the random scenarios that would anger me? There's nothing they're going to do that's going to make me angry or disappointed. If they took a safety at 29, do you think I'd react? No. Why? Aaron Glenn needs chess pieces. Aaron Glenn has done a really good job amongst a really bad situation. So if you give him more pieces.
Every day he's out there making chicken salad.
Right, while Ben Johnson's eating caviar. So I'm just making a point, like, I haven't allowed myself to get in this space. I told you, at pick 29, not happening. 248-539-9797. David, you're putting your face in your hands. What's the issue?
You're just making me feel bad for my selection, so I'm going to give you another name.
No, David, no, because here's the thing.
Be a man of your conviction.
They could move up. They could move up and take a pick, and now.
Right, I just think you're setting yourself up for more disappointment.
Oh, I know I am. Because they're not going to trade up.
No,
he's going to go by, and I'm going to be upset.
You want to pick the most obscure name, and that's going to be the one that they take. But, yes, everybody has that one name.
Just tell us the player that you've been reading about or you've watched the YouTube highlights.
Or that you loved in college, and you just want to see him wearing your team's colors.
or you've seen, Captain Christmas Ornament up on ESPN telling you all about great hip turn, verticality, like just tot. So just admit it. Tell us the player that deep down in your loins you want the Lions to take, knowing that they won't take them. Because there is no predictive measure at pick 29.
But you'll be a little disappointed if your player's on the board and they pass on him.
Hold on. Timeout. David, where is our Kuiper Mega Mix?
Oh, it will be played during the show today.
Yes. Drop down. 248-539-9797. We will get with you, the people, next. David will redeem you for your sins.